This system is rich in resources. Planetary systems located in grid 967 are to be assimilated, indigenous species to be removed, and resources appropriated. Construct additional colony ships as necessary. Resistance is futile.
We are the Borg. We will comply.
Hi guys, welcome back to Star Trek Armada 2, and this is mission 24, and this mission is much more like it. I really like this mission. Apart from these two Harbinger class ships, they can go to hell, I don't like them at all. But we've got a heck of a lineup here at this point. We've got 2 dilithium moons, and we also have a planet that we can mine metal from, and we start the mission with 4 cubes, and this is the first mission where we're finally going to get access to the holding beams, so all is going swimmingly pretty much for this mission. Start off here with 3 detectors and 3 interceptors. They're pretty much going to do what they do for the rest of the game, which is they're going to go looking round and eventually get blown up because I can't be bothered using them for any other purpose. So we'll see what they find once they penetrate this asteroid field.
To all Romulan forces, the Borg have entered the system. Prepare for battle.
I always have to wonder why the Romulans sound so devious and evil, but on this occasion they're not going to be much of a match for what we've got together, so I'm not really that bothered. There's a massive cargo fleet there. I initially thought that was Romulan warbirds and thought, oh god, that's the end of this level already, I've already screwed up. But it turns out that's a cargo fleet, so it's not really that big of a deal. Get a nexus and another resource node down ASAP, and we can get things going. Yeah, as you can see, cargo ships, nothing too unfortunate. It does mean I'm going to lose my scouts, but whatever, I'm not really that bothered about that. I have cubes, why would I be bothered about anything? That's a little bit cheeky. I guess that's how they'd trigger the warning for the Romulans without you going blundering in. Oh, it looks like my interceptor has slipped through, so good on it. So, just building up normally here as we usually would. But we're going to go a heck of a lot deeper into the research tree this time, and it's going to be the first time we're going to have pretty much the entirety of the research tree at our disposal. Although, funnily enough, still won't have access to the recycler, because apparently that's way too advanced, despite the fact it does almost nothing. Still, I'm going to try not to complain too much, because I did do a little bit of complaining earlier, and I don't want to be too much of a downhearter on this game, because I do enjoy it, even if you have to suspend your belief somewhat about the storyline, but whatever. I like how the Queen said build additional colony ships as necessary. The whole point of the Borg is that they don't need the extra colony ships, and since you can beam down to planets, what the hell do you need additional colony ships for? But never mind. I'm adding an extra resource collector here because I like to have 2 resource collectors working a planet at any one time. And now we're just going to go down the standard route. First thing though, I'm going to build a sensor turret here because we're dealing with Romulans. Romulans use cloak, blah 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 blah. So against any race that uses cloak, you want sensor turrets down. To be honest, it's not bad strategy anyway, because it just gives you a little bit of an extra field of view, gives you a bit of an early warning based on what your opponent could end up doing. And there we go, we've got the full mining going now. But don't worry, we will be using pretty much all of it. So, shipyard goes down first. and then it's going to be the first research centre right here, and the tachyon detection grid is going to be the first thing that we research from the modification centre. And I'm also going to build a second nexus right away. We have a pretty huge excess of resources here, so I don't want to ever leave myself with the possibility that I'm going to run out of anything, be it crew or resources. And now I've just got to find a place to plonk this massive thing. And we also get access to a cool new building in this game, or in this level at least. Once I find my assembler, I'll be able to show it to you. No, that one's building. It ran off over here. And I'm going to build the technology node first, which you've already seen, and that will allow me to once again build up cubes, because cubes are awesome. And unfortunately the technology node takes ages to build, but whatever. And oh dear, that's the Phoenix's ability. You'll remember it from Star Trek Armada 1, where it jams sensor turrets. And you will have noticed I've been stupid and I've had the modular center sitting here forever with a sensor turret sitting around it, and I haven't researched tachyon detection grid because I'm a moron. Well, fortunately I'm going to get a little bit lucky here and nothing terrible is going to happen. Let's recrew the second nexus in case anything gets up there. This is the Romulan Venator class ship. It's essentially, I believe, the Romulan version of the Galaxy class ship. It's just a ship with no abilities for the most part, and it doesn't do anything, but it can take a bit of damage and it deals out reaction. Once again, Phoenix throwing off its sensor jammer there, and it looks like I'm going to lose a cube here. Wow. Yeah, the Romulans really did come for me there quite hard, but they're going to pay for it. And there they go. So let's sort ourselves out here, and brand new building. Yep, it's the technology assimilator. Now this building has pretty questionable value because it is kind of bugged, but to make up for it I'm now going to research holding beam. You notice that I have skipped the auto assimilator completely and I'm just going straight for holding beam. And I am mining faster than I can spend it at the moment, so I'm going to build a third nexus. I am going to be cranking out cubes in this mission, and in order to crank out cubes you need a lot of drones. So I will definitely be using those. And the final building is the ship upgrade facility. So it's in effect the tier 3 research building, and building that will not only allow us to beef up our fleet somewhat with weapon upgrades and shield upgrades, etc., but it will also allow us to build tactical cubes, which I'm pretty sure you've been waiting for. Now, in order to put a description on tactical cubes, I'm going to use the description given by SF Debris. If you don't watch his videos, why don't you? And he basically said, this is the ship that the Borg use when they get serious. The single cube that could have dominated the entire Federation, that's not what happens when the Borg get serious. The tactical cube is what happens when the Borg decide that they've had enough and it's time to get serious. You'll notice the green beam. I'm pretty sure you'll recognise that as the Borg cube's holding beam, but you might not recognise the yellow beam. The yellow beam is the technology assimilation beam. What that does is any single cube can grab onto an opposing ship, and instead of assimilating the crew, it can assimilate any special weapons that happen to apply to that ship and add it to its own abilities. So yep, if a Borg grabs hold of a Sovereign class ship with that, it can gain the Corbomite reflector. A normal cube can gain 1 extra special weapon, and a tactical cube can gain 2 extra special weapons. However, that's not the entirety of what's going on here. The extra fun thing that you can do is, if you assimilate a ship, you can send it to the technology assimilator, and any special weapons that ships have will be added to your fleet once it's been disassembled in the technology assimilator, which is a little bit bugged, but you'll see me try and do it, at least to this mission. You'll notice that one of my cubes there has the Myotronic Inhibitor, which is a special weapon from the Raptor that shuts down weapons on a opposing ship. But I'm going to do something that's a lot more fun with that technology assimilator, because boy is that good. Holding beam time, and you'll recognise this a ton from the old Star Trek Armada. Huh. It looks like one of my cubes is getting itself in trouble here. Oh, it's okay. But I am waiting until I get a decent sized force of cubes, and then we are going to have some all-out fun.
We serve the collective.
And I'm going to make sure that I gain control of this Venator class ship before the Ferengi decide it would be a good time to nick it. But as you can see, tactical cube, bigger than a normal cube, more heavily armoured, more crew on board. And one thing you will notice that you probably saw when I was playing as the Federation, while the cube has fairly normal weapons, kind of normal weapons, I wouldn't call them, they're still more powerful than anything else. But what the tactical cube has that the cube doesn't, the tactical cube has an enormous plasma torpedo that does a hell of a lot of damage. You can see it there. Look at the size of the tactical cube's torpedo compared to a normal size torpedo. You'll get the idea soon, but when I show it up in a full scale battle, yeah, there you go again. The size of that torpedo is enormous compared to the one that the cubes are firing. And like with the original assimilator, I have put the Borg cubes on automatic. Oh, I have put the Borg cubes on automatic usage of their special weapons, which means they're going to try and assimilate anything in sight. Now here's the good news for you. I've managed to snag a Romulan warbird, and that Romulan warbird does have the shield inversion beam. So guess what I'm going to do? And yes, this is unbelievably unfair and incredibly funny. Well, there we go. I've assimilated a Romulan warbird, and that seems a little bit more, shall we say, efficient than how I've been doing it so far, doesn't it? Well, there you go. I am now going to technology assimilate this warbird, and in the fullness of time that would give my entire fleet of cubes and tactical cubes, etc., the shield inversion beam. So if you thought, as you can see, one cube already has it, as it was using it on that sensor platform. So if you thought the Borg were bad before, wait until you see what happens with the shield inversion beam. I actually thought that this would be a sensible thing to do. I mean, I think this is a great thing to have happen. I think that the Borg actually assimilating weapons is incredibly good. But the other thing which I think makes it a really good idea is the fact that you can assimilate technology off other ships, and you could actually just dismantle the cube and all the other ships would have it. I think is how the technology assimilator works as well. So swings and roundabouts. I'm not sure if it works on Species 8472, but I may actually try it. I know they can't be assimilated, but they do have some quite cool special weapons, and I'd like to be able to use those if I potentially could. And yeah, my tactical cubes are desperately trying to get that shield inversion beam, it looks like. I probably won't need it by the time I probably won't need the shield inversion beam at that place by the time my tactical cubes are done, because don't forget, tactical cubes, as I said, can have 2 extra special weapons. So they're really going to do a number on pretty much anything at this rate. They can either assimilate it, reverse its shields, or... yeah, that's pretty much all they need to do. The thing that makes this even better is that... I mean, tactical cubes are unstoppable anyway here, but... it just makes any attack that your opponents do just completely suicidal, because you know that that could end up... one of my tactical cubes has got the sensor jam ability there. It's obviously robbed it from a phoenix, so it just decided randomly to sensor jam everything. But this is overpowered beyond belief, and this is why you don't let this happen ever if you are playing a multiplayer game. But yeah, I've got the economy to just crank out tactical cubes ad nauseum now, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And even though we're only halfway through this video, you're pretty much aware at this point that this is over. I mean, I could just attack with tactical cubes with no abilities, but tactical cubes with all the Romulan abilities is kind of unfortunate. I think that some moves are blocked from being absorbed. It's like the... I'm not sure the Borg can get the abilities off the Romulan shadow, for the first reason because it has 4 abilities. I'm not sure how the game would select which one it would take, but the other thing that would be a problem with it is that the Borg would gain the phasing cloak off the shadow, and I think that that would pretty much end the game right there. You'll also notice that in the period of breaking it down, all my Romulan warbirds, the normal ones, have now gained their shield inversion ability. So I'm afraid that that technology assimilator is paying its worth in gold here, and this is why I was so disappointed really that you don't get to do this more often, because guys, alright, this is overpowered, this really is overpowered, but boy is it ever fun. And you know, it's a game. Games are supposed to be fun, and oh, huh. Interesting, a warbird trying to get cheeky there. It looks like I might run directly into the Romulan base here. They're both trying to use shield inversion beam on each other.
We require regeneration.
Oh, my Venator might be in trouble. I'm actually thinking about self-destructing it here so the Romulans can't get it back, but it managed to get away. I've still got my tactical cubes giving it plenty here. Yeah, come here.
State objective.
Yeah, I suppose I could use the Raptor to gain Mytronic inhibitor, but I think the shield inversion beam's better. My tactical cubes are still trying to grab shield inversion beam off this warbird. It hasn't been fully integrated into my fleet yet, but this is ridiculous. Look at what's in this fleet.
Proceed.
That's some special abilities you got there, guys. Yeah, I got kind of confused as to what was happening here, why it was researching it multiple times. It might be because it has to go into 4 separate slots, because there's like F1, F2, F3, F4 for where your special weapons can be. So it might have to be a case where it has to research them for all 4 slots for everything to appear. I honestly don't know. But at this point it's time to take this rather immense looking fleet that I have here, and I think we're going to go stomp some Romulans. Well, not quite stomp. I think assimilate's probably a more accurate idea, because look at the size of those torpedoes. It's amazing. Yeah, shield inversion beam on everything. That's the way forward. If this isn't broken, I don't know what is. Anyway, we'll see what the Romulans have to say about this, because I'm sure they've got an opinion.
We will not rest until you all suffer an agonizing death.
yet more evil from our Romulan counterparts. But I think that I've got a much better idea. I'll just assimilate everything. Apart from this trading station, I don't need that.
We serve the collective.
Everything else, mind you. I think I've got pretty much it. What's... Oh, shipyard. Yeah, I'll have that.
Assimilated species engaged.
Excellent.
Technology acquired.
There is something to the west of this shipyard. I might grab hold of that. I thought I told you to kill this trading station. Yeah, there we go. What's that? Oh, that's a Phoenix facility. Gimme. Mine. Yes. Oh, please tell me I can build Phoenixes. That would make me the happiest person ever. Please, I'd love to be able to build Phoenixes. Huh.
The collective must grow.
Oh, I've got a Romulan construction ship. That's quite cool.
Activate
Gotta get
all
some crew onto this.
assigning designations.
Come on, guys, I've got a Phoenix facility under my control. This has got to be good.
Assigning designations.
Yep, recrewing everything good. Phoenix facility, right. Can I build Phoenixes? Answer... No! Oh. Well, I guess I'll just disassemble it for the multiple thousand... Oh, I can build Romulan ships, though. That's quite cool. I guess I'll just disassemble it, then. For the multiple thousand dilithium that it gets me. Okay, so... Oh yeah, that reminds me, I've got to upgrade my stuff, haven't I? Wait a minute. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Its shields and engines are disabled. Well, I suppose that we'll just transport a load of drones on board then. It seems only fair, really. Yeah, that's really unfortunate for it. But that's another ship to add to the collective.
Your command.
Recrew that, and let's get researching some upgrades, because I really need those, obviously, looking at my fleet.
Insufficient grid resources.
Oh!
We serve the collective.
Right, first things first, you guys get mining.
Unassimilated species engaged.
Yeah, it looks like the Romulans are making a direct run for the Borg Queen at this point, but they're not going to get very far.
All alcoves.
And that's a planet under our control as well. So we've assimilated a starbase and a planet, so now we've got incredible drone production. And I'll put a planetary shield on there because I can afford it, and I don't want the Romulans having an easy time taking it back.
Command.
Yep, warbirds are heading straight for the rear base here, which is odd. I did put the Queen here earlier in the level, but she's not here now. But they're not getting past my wall of Nexuses, Nexi, whatever, so I'm afraid that that's all she wrote for them. But at least they didn't end up getting assimilated, unlike pretty much everything else on the map. Yeah, more stuff, guys. More stuff.
Vessel construction complete.
Looks like I've rebuilt the dilithium mine, and one really useful thing that I got out of this, I got repair ships out of this, so they're going to be able to repair my cubes. Yeah, this is pretty foolish when it comes down to it, but next thing's next, time to take a planet.
Commence attack. The Borg will assimilate this planet. All life forms will join the collective. All resources will serve its needs.
And that worked quite nicely, and another planet added to the collective, so the Romulans aren't doing a terribly good job at defending themselves here. I don't need the metal out of the planet, so I'm not going to bother. Some Romulan ships have spawned in, but that's not going to be a big deal. Oh, I've got some of my ships stuck up here, it seems. But I'm going to attack that base in the northeast first, because that's kind of another secondary base. And the main Romulan base down in the southeast I'm going to leave till last, because that's going to be where I find the most resistance. This is my backup fleet of tactical cubes, and indeed, in we come. Ah, a warbird using the shield inversion beam. How weird. It's not like I've got cubes that do exactly the same. I like so. So good. And I've still got my one tactical cube just randomly spamming the sensor jammer. I don't understand why it does that either, but it is still quite funny. The only downside to having my fleet configured the way it is that boy oh boy is it ever slow. But that's not really a bad thing overall. I think that everything's going to work out pretty well here. Repair ships loafing. And I think that's going to be enough to at least get this attack moving. I'm going to lose that Venator class ship at some point, but who cares? It'll be replaced with a cube. The assimilation beam apparently was too much. Oh boy, that's the unluckiest dilithium freighter in the world. I assimilated it, but I don't need it. Unnecessary roughness, I think, going on here, but this is the next Romulan system that we're going to take over. Oh, an advanced shipyard. I could steal that. So I will. And then I'm going to bomb the planet and take that as well. See, everything going absolutely perfectly. Oh, I even managed to assimilate the metal mine. So, see what they've got to say about this.
By your command.
This world is ours. All forces attack the Borg.
No. This world was yours, Mr. Evil Voice. So therefore, it's now mine. And with it being mine, there's only one thing left to do, and that's... I'm going to assimilate him. Unfortunately, we never really find out what happens to Mr. Evil Voice, but I'm going to take a bit of an assumption here that he ends up with metallic parts sticking in him. Just a hunch.
We serve the collective.
I'm just assimilating random ships for almost no reason here at this point, but hell, you know. Oh, I got a Griffin. Nice. I've got my advanced shipyard here as well. I'm not sure I can build anything out of it. In fact, I'm almost positive I can't, but I wouldn't at this point anyway, because it's just cubes ahoy. And the Romulans have almost no manufacturing left at all at this point, so it's all about refreshing our shields.
By your command.
Is someone please going to take that Venator class ship out at some point? I don't know how it's lasted this long.
Relocate.
Woo, Ferengi ship there. Obviously going after something that I just left behind for some reason.
Adapt.
Oh, a warbird, eh? No. I can use that a lot better than you can. Stupid slow torpedoes that miss everything. There we go. One Romulan warbird under the control of the collective. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Another Romulan warbird under the control of the Collective. Now, this part of the level is what they gave you Harbingers for at the start of the level, because this would be really, really tough to get through, and in fact it is really tough to get through, but with shield inversion beam it becomes a lot easier to get through. And come on guys, this is a fleet full of tactical cubes. Do you honestly think they're going to be bothered by that much? As you can see, my normal cubes and my warbirds at this point have pretty much gone up in smoke, but the tactical cubes are making it well known that they're not going to put up with any of this, and if necessary they will use their stolen shield inversion beams to protect themselves. Oh, I've lost a tactical cube. Oh dear, gonna have to replace it, I suppose. I think 16 tactical cubes armed with shield inversion beams is probably acceptable. And let's build some more, because I've got to replace forces that die. I mean, it'd be rude not to, really. And here we go. This is going to be the final attack into Romulan territory, and it's going to go pretty much like the rest of them have, but this time the Borg are going to at least fake that they've got a slight problem, as you will hear very shortly. Yeah, let's have that metal mining facility. And Ferengi is stealing something, I wonder.
We will adapt. Planetary attack force is under assault. Opposition must be eliminated before the planet can be assimilated.
No, opposition must be assimilated before planet can be assimilated. I am losing tactical cubes again here, which is showing how much of a defense the Romulans are putting up, but unnecessary. But this starbase is going to fall, and that's going to be pretty much it for the Romulans. I'm just going to assimilate everything else in the sector, which will include another Phoenix facility that you can't see the screen, but we're going to regenerate on the advanced shipyard. And what was that? Come on! It's like, what? Did the designers of this game feel like that the Ferengi in the rest of the series was somehow lacking in ambition? I think that that is slightly more ambitious than you want to be. Yeah, give me that back.
Activate all alcoves.
Is that the same one?
Regeneration. Vessel construction.
Well, we'll find. No, is that the same? Would you like to give that back at some point, please? It's a hell of a tractor beam you've got, though. Can I have that?
We require regeneration.
Yeah, that's the end of that. I'm going to get my tactical cube back. Thank you very much. Get these repair ships to work on it, and that will get it back to base and back in fighting condition. Still, after that little bit of a comedy sidekick, we are going to bomb the planet out of existence, take control of it, and that will end a very enjoyable level. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.
Planetary system located in grid 967 has been assimilated. The collective has grown.